We are live. Hi, everybody. Come back again with me. It's been a while. In my live session today, I'm bringing a business partner all the way from UK. She's a professional, yeah. But before we go further about to listen about her story and why she chose this business, I want to say thank you for staying with me and supporting my page and Susie's page as well. We are live in both pages now. The purpose of this live is to inspire any professions, either you're a full-time mom, your employees, your traditional business owners who are looking for another stream of income, and you feel like you're not safe enough with only your current job. Okay, so we will talk about why we chose this business, and you will hear about from Susie's point of view why she chose this. From her good career, yeah, I can say that your job is pretty good, Susie. But we would like to know why you chose this business. So before we go further into that, can you please tell us about a little bit about your background, Susie?
Yeah.
Thank you
Hi.
so much.
Thank you, first of all, Debbie, for the invite. It's lovely to speak to you again. We spoke about a couple of months ago, so it's lovely to have you again, and thank you for the invite once again. So, as Debbie said, my name is Susie Jacob. I'm a general practitioner, by background here in the UK, a medical doctor. And I live here in the UK with my husband, who's a private chef by background, but he's quit his job at the moment. And also, my daughter, my teenage daughter. And of course, now a very, very proud digital business owner. I've been doing the business now just under 2 years. It's going to be my anniversary in 3 weeks' time. So, yeah, and I have to say, it's been one of the best decisions I've ever made in my life.
Okay, that's wonderful. So like I mentioned before, you have a pretty good job, Susie, and to have what you have right now, plenty of people wanting to have your job, right? And it's not easy as well to be a doctor, high educations, and plenty of money that you spent during those education, right? Until you have that career or that job. So why you chose this business and how did you find it, by the way?
Yeah, a lot of people are intrigued, especially if they're
Mhm.
not doctors. Like, I think kind of doctors kind of can resonate with me, but other people are intrigued why. And that's absolutely right. Like most doctors, if you work full time, which I was before I started the business, I was working around 5 to 6 days a week. So I was a very high income earner. But the thing is, that's the point. I had to work 5 to 6 days a week. Although I'm only contracted or paid for 8 hours a day, I sometimes end up working 10 or 12 hours, because at the end of the day, this is a service that we do
Mhm.
also. Yes, it is my livelihood, but you can't, unfortunately, when you're in the medical field, it's not just about earning money. It is about
Mhm.
changing people's lives, and sometimes
Mhm.
changing people's lives. Our consultations are 10 minutes.
Mhm.
It just doesn't work out in 10 minutes, and then you overrun, you but you sometimes take work back home, do extra work at home and things
Mhm.
like that. So that was the whole point. I was, and professionally I was doing well at that point. I was doing, also management role, very high position. And but the thing is, I was very good in my career, but my family life was being affected. I
Mhm.
was hardly there for my daughter who was growing up. I have to be, I'm ashamed to say that when she was in primary school, I still don't know the names of her friends, because I didn't have the time to kind of even ask that. We had a full time, nanny,
Mhm.
live-in nanny. So she was obviously doing all those sort of things, taking her to school and things. So
Mhm.
I was missing out on that. And then, as
Mhm.
my daughter grew older, we had arguments, when she wanted to ask me a simple question, because by the time I'm come back home and I'm irritable, I'll like, why are you asking me this question? Can't you see I work the whole day? Can't I have peace of
Mhm.
mind? And then she'll be like, you're my mom.
Mhm.
It's like something big. and then and then I'll start crying because I'm a terrible mom. You have the
Yeah.
guilt trip of all that.
Yeah.
That was that. And I think for me, the pandemic was the last straw.
Mm.
The pandemic was the last straw. My husband couldn't work. He was about to change jobs, so he didn't start his new job. That meant I had to be the sole breadwinner. And then it was the extra
Mm.
stress of, oh, I have to pay the mortgage. I have to make sure my family is comfortable. And I was seeing patients face to face. So I was scared to bring the virus home, get
Mhm.
infected with the virus. One of the things I do in the community is I'm the long COVID champion. So I bridge, people with long COVID in the community to secondary care and things like that. And I still have people in my books who have suffered from long COVID since March 2020,
Mm.
and they've lost their identity, they've lost their livelihood,
Mm.
they've lost meaning to life. So
Mm.
I know the effects of long COVID. And I was thinking, it's not just long COVID. Anyone can get ill anytime. So
Mhm.
if I was to stop, and I was thinking at that time, if I was to stop working and me being the main breadwinner of the family, we would lose our house, we would lose
Mhm.
everything. And
Mhm.
that was a scary thought. And when people were dying left, right, and center, I was like, this is not, yes, I am bringing in money because I'm working. But if I stop working, there's not going to be any money coming.
Exactly. Mhm.
And yes, I was having a pension and, like scheme and things like that, which is a very good scheme here in the UK. But still, I didn't put in enough of years into it to kind of cover my whole
Yeah.
life,
Mhm.
because you're midway and things like that. And that would barely even cover your basic bills, if at all if something was to
Mhm.
happen because of work and things like that. And I
Mhm.
was like, that's not the life I dreamt of when I became a
Mhm.
doctor. Yes, I wanted to serve, but I also wanted to have a good life,
Mhm. Mhm.
which actually was not happening.
Mhm.
And that's when I started thinking, no, I need to think of a smarter way of making money. Not stop working medicine. I love medicine, so not stop working, but to earn something in the side,
Mhm.
so that if I were a family member was to become ill, I still have money coming in.
Mhm.
And also, if at any point in time, I couldn't think of and another thing is, I can't think of working till I'm 68.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's how much
Mhm.
I have to work here in the UK. I can't imagine putting in the hours that I was putting in. Imagine working 5 to 6 days a week,
Mhm.
even in your 60s, just
Mhm.
because you want to make sure your pension pot is good enough and
Yeah,
things like that.
exactly. Yeah.
It's not sustainable. You're getting old. Even now, even, at that time, I was feeling the burnout. So I couldn't imagine. I'm in my 40s. I couldn't imagine working another 20 years, 25 years doing that. It's not sustainable. um,
Mhm.
of course, working because you love doing it and to
Mhm.
serve is a completely different thing, and people have to do
Exactly.
that. But
Mhm.
I didn't want to work because I have to.
Mhm.
I didn't
Exactly.
want that.
Mhm.
And that was the prime two reasons at that point in time. I, decided that I needed an extra source of income. There are so many other reasons now. AI has come to the picture.
Yeah.
A lot of our jobs, even as doctors, the triaging and all, AI is able to detect cancers much faster than doctors. So can you
Mhm.
imagine, at some point you wouldn't need as much doctors? And
Mhm.
another thing, alternative, cheaper labor, like, a lot of the pharmacists, advanced nurse practitioners, and other healthcare professionals are able to do a lot of jobs which the doctors are able to do. So obviously today, that's not why I started, but today I think it's more important. And it's not
Mhm.
just for doctors, it's everything. I was seeing in California, about a couple of months, in TikTok, a video. A restaurant is run complete by robots. So
Yeah.
there's no
Mhm.
waiters, there's no chefs, nobody. It is, you go in, come out, it's completely. I went for a conference about 3 months ago, and I went to one of our, I wanted to buy something for lunch. So I went into one of the Amazon outlets, and it was completely self check. There was
Mhm.
one person, because I was confused how was the door. So he was just there to explain to the people how it works. You go in, the camera catches you. Then I said, how does the camera know? No, no, no. There's all cameras, so they're picking up everything. Your food, everything. So it picked up my food. Then I just swiped it through, and it is. And I have a. And then in a 15 minutes, I got an email, because I have Amazon Prime. But it was scary also at the same time, that They knew everything, my
Yeah.
email, just like standing and that's how the world. So there was no one to check in, no one to check out. So every driverless cars, it's all coming, it's all here.
Mhm.
And in,
Mhm.
can you imagine, in 10 years time it will be perfect.
Exactly. Yeah, that's
So it's
thank
a
you for
very scary thought, and people think, oh no, no, we are doctors, we are nurses. Well, there's robotic
yeah, yeah, yeah.
surgery.
Yeah,
There's
that's
robotic surgeries now. And I have a patient who came me. This happened 2 weeks ago. A patient came and told me she had a surgery for a knee replacement 10 years ago and had the other one this time. And she was saying you cannot compare the two and two. The recovery was better. The pain was, the pain was as not as much and things like that. And it was done by a robot.
yeah. Yeah, that's a wake up call. Exactly.
Difficult.
Especially coming up from you who is a doctor as well. And some people feeling like, okay, I'm working in healthcare sector. This is the safest industry in the world, so I won't be replaceable. So some people think like that. Yeah, but okay, if you are a doctor, no one replace you. But if something happened with our spouse, right, or you, like in your case, your husband lost the job, and then we never know, and we never expected that, and like the COVID came, and then we never expected the burnout that like 100% or double or tripled for the job that we have to do right at that time. So um sometimes we waited until something happened, so and then we dare to change something, right? So even though we know that we have a good job, we have a fixed salary, our husband is has a business or has a job, but we always need to have another stream of income just in case something happened.
Yeah.
So that's what we need, and that's what people mostly don't have right now. They just rely on their salary. So as you said, that plenty of options out there. I am assured that you also find some digital business or online businesses or any other things apart from this particular business that we are running right now. But what makes you sure, or what made you sure that this is the one for you, Susie,
Yeah.
apart from the other businesses out there?
For me, it was a personal experience. I've tried other things.
Mm,
So before joining this business, so my entrepreneurial journey started, I would say, January 2021. I started,
mhm,
when I say I didn't get into a business, but I started following people,
mhm,
entrepreneurs, started reading books and things
mhm,
like that. And then what in mid-year, then went into property. I got into property, which is another very lucrative area. But for me, as you know, I was working 5 to 6 days a week. And when you're dealing with property, yes, you can still do things online, but sometimes you still need, some people are old
mhm.
fashioned. They still
Yeah.
want you to come and see them and things like that. And I remember trying to close a deal like with somebody who had a lot of properties, about over 100 properties, and I wanted to close a deal and things like that. I had to take an appointment, take a day off, go and speak to that person, drive to that place, go see the houses and things like that. So for me, I was taking annual leave to do that job. I mean, to do
Mhm,
that. And for me, so there was not flexibility. And if I wanted to talk to the realtors and things like that, they work from 9 to 5 or 9 to 6. And I work mostly during that hours. So I'm very busy. Like when I'm there, like I actually, even lunchtime, I'm actually eating lunch and doing paperwork. It's not like
mhm,
I'm sitting there and eating my lunch, enjoying, not doing anything. So for me, it was really hard to even contact somebody during that time,
mhm,
the so-called break time. While, so that's what I loved about the flexibility. The main thing for me as a busy professional is the flexibility. I can do this, about 15 minutes before going into work. Then if I
mhm,
get a few minutes here and there during work, and
mhm,
also after work, I can do. People who do shift work, they can come back and do, because it's a 24/7 thing. So you run your business around your life. But when you do a brick and mortar business or something like property, like deal sourcing or HMOs or something, you still need to be quite present, or
mhm,
you have to delegate or outsource that and things like that. And for that you have to be a bit more you'll have to be well established for that. So when you
Mhm.
initially start up, it's still hard. You still have to
Mhm.
do a lot of things. But in
Mhm.
our business, it's just basically us, isn't it? Even when you are
Mhm.
earning 6 7 figures, 5 figures and things like that, it's still just us doing it. And because we have an automated system running in the
Mhm.
background, doing the sales, doing the closing the deals, everything, the webinars, everything is all automated. And that's why, for a busy person like myself, this was it.
Mhm.
And also, I've done other mentorship courses, including Tony Robbins, Dean Graziosi, and with other people. And when you do mentorship courses with all these other people, you only get about maybe, and when you do with top people, it was just a group or a big
Mhm.
group and Zoom meetings and things like that. It's never one to one, which we offer. We offer one
Mhm.
to one mentorship coaching, then weekly masterminds for life. When I
Mhm.
heard all that, I was like, oh my God, this is unheard of. And there's no, like, I remember I used to do crypto for a while. I'm not doing it at the moment, but I used to do crypto for a while. So I was into a membership program for crypto. And that meant I had to pay every 3 4 months a membership fee to be in the group,
Mhm.
which is not
Okay.
all there. So when I looked at all that, I was like, is a gold mine.
Mhm.
You're offering training, there's masterminds all the time, the training's being updated all the time, it's automated system, the actual business works around you. And even the startup cost when compared to other brick and mortar businesses is like peanuts, really.
Mhm.
Me and my husband were thinking about doing, about 8 years ago now, starting a takeaway because he's a chef,
Mhm.
and just a takeaway with not even like a restaurant, just picking up and, like
Mhm.
Uber Eats or something like that. The just to get the shop and with just the license was £21,000. And this is not any like gas, electric, manpower, inventory,
Mhm.
nothing. And
Okay.
if you compare to that, to start our business, and it's not, what should I say, a tenth? You can start it with a tenth of that. If
Yeah,
you
that's
want
true. Yeah, I can agree. I agree with that. The system makes it different. Yeah, because it allows us to do the business anytime. Even like us, you are in medical industry. Yeah, and medical background, and I'm in the construction and oil and gas. We have totally different backgrounds, but we can still do the business without any prior knowledge at all, right? And the thing is, how this is why it, like you said, the business is really perfect for busy people who like you. When you started, you have 5 to 6 days a week working, and you still make the business. You can still do it because we have the automated system where we can run the business anytime, even from home. So like you said, as for the webinar, the training, so one-on-one mentorship, it's all provided. So some people just feeling scared. I'm not a tech savvy. You are a doctor, Susie, and you are working for so long in front of the computer, Debbie. You have experience with laptop. No, we have so many people from any backgrounds, even full-time parents that has left their career for decades for to raise their kids, and they don't know how to operate laptop. They still succeeding in the business. So this is what I love about the business. They don't see our backgrounds, our career, how old we are, in which country we are. So we all have the equal chance to get more what we deserve. Yeah. So thank you so much, Susie, for pointing out about the business. You've been running the business since January 2021. Sorry, I got lost. I think frozen for a few seconds.
Yeah.
So you've been running the business for a couple years, almost, or around the
just
cap.
just under, like, in 3 weeks it'll be my second anniversary, so just under 2 years.
2 years. So how what growth you've seen so far? Personal growth, financial growth. Of course, in terms of business, we want to see results. But what other than I don't want it to focus to financial result. Of course, in a business, everybody has their own results, right? But other than financial growth, and what is the personal growth that you got? So.
Yeah, because one of the things I do is I am a GP by background, but I'm also a manager and things like that. So for me, before I do a bit of teaching medical students on and off and things like that. And during the pandemic, I remember everything was going online, and I wanted to record a video for the students, and I recorded, and then I didn't know how to edit it. And I still remember my daughter, I'm using this iMovie. It wasn't making any sense to me, and my daughter was like, give that to me, mommy. And she was editing it, and now I can edit videos in in couple of minutes. So, and these things are important. You think, oh, I'm not doing a business, why should I do? Even if you're teaching, because it did during the pandemic, you make videos to help other people, even in your profession. Now I have a team. So like also, if you want to it help, because even in my work there's a team, and I have a team in my business also. So people management skills,
Mm-hmm.
how to be a leader. So all those things I've been able to learn. So it's I and already, obviously, as a doctor, you do need to have good soft skills. But I
Mm-hmm.
feel the business has helped me give more structure, and to deal with people a bit more better. Not that wasn't good, but it made me become better. And especially in terms of management skill, managing time, managing, before, I used to come back home and I used to get fed up of everything and just binge on Netflix.
Mm-hmm.
And now, I'm able to prioritize, make things, I'm like, why am I binging on Netflix? Why, when I can use that time to make money and do something? So, and it's not just about money. We are doing this, we are actually putting the word out, because this has changed our lives, and it
Mm-hmm.
can change people's lives. For me, is I'm using that time, not only obviously the financial bit is excellent, but it's also giving people an opportunity to know that there is another way to
Mm-hmm.
earn money. There is
Mm-hmm.
another way where you can earn money and still be with your family. At the moment, because of the business, I'm only working 3.5 days work. So I work Monday to Friday, Tuesday, Wednesday, full days, and the rest of the days about 4 hours a day. Like today and tonight, I work 4 hours, and that's it. And that's a big thing. And my husband, he used to work for very big clients. He's a private chef by background. We are able to afford to for him quitting the job, and this is just under 2 years. Most businesses start succeeding 5 to 7 years time.
Mm-hmm.
And it's only the online business that's able to give us this kind of success quickly.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And so what that means to us as a family is that we are a present. I think my daughter's probably getting fed up with the fact that we are there all the time at home most of the time. Not being at home at all. Now we are like, today, but it was my job. Daddy had to go somewhere for a meeting and with somebody else, and then I had to do it. She's having exams, so after this, her exam gets over, I have to go pick up. So I'm doing chauffeur shifts before the family today. And
Yeah.
that was all not possible before. You had to rely on other people, get a
Mm-hmm.
nanny, get a childminder, all those stuff. Obviously she's older now, but it's nice to be there,
Mm-hmm.
uh, and support. So that is a big thing for me. But yeah, it's the personal growth that big, and also the mindset. I don't know whether you've noticed it, Debbie, after joining the business, the positivity, the community that has brought, you're always on, upbeat and positive, because there's also, if you're down, there's always somebody you can talk to. And
Mm-hmm.
or there are these, our videos that's there with inspirational stories that will just boost you up. So as a person, I have changed in the last couple of years. In last 3 years, but especially in the last couple of years, I'm more there for the family. We travel. Last year itself, we traveled 5 times, including going abroad, surprising my dad on his 75th birthday and all. And I didn't do us any extra shift, not a single
Mm-hmm.
extra shift for the
That's
past 20
wonderful.
months, 20,
Mm-hmm.
21 months, because it's all paid off by my business.
Mm-hmm. That's wonderful. Yeah, as we said, as you said as well, that the growth, of course, financial growth, that's the first time that we want to have as well, where we wanted to have additional income, a peace of mind. If something happened, we have another stream of income to cover all the bills, to cover all the expenses, to pay the educations, extracurricular for the kids or whatever. But other than that, the mindset that we have, the confidence that we can have, being a better mom through being a better mom, like in any ways, yeah, in responding, in being physically present for the kids. So this business just not just about the monetary side, but it's about personal growth as well, that help us to be a better version of ourselves. So thank you so much, Susie. So before we close this, I bet you were skeptical before, because you used to have, okay, I want to be a doctor. I already have the education so long, and to be on my position now, and that's what we know, right? For decades, for we've been doing our job and go to the university, and then when you see this one, you pretty skeptical and you did your own research. But what made you continue with the business, and how did you deal with the skepticism at first?
Yeah, so for me, because I have done other things, like I've done
Mhm,
other mentorship courses and other programs and things like that, I found that, like, for me, when I saw this and what the offer was, it was unbelievable. Like,
mhm,
for instance, I have to say, like, for instance, I did a course to learn how to do Facebook ads for my property.
mhm,
I got a mentor for 12 weeks,
mhm,
one-to-one mentorship for 12 weeks, and I paid about £3,500 for that,
mhm,
just learning one platform.
mhm.
And I was like, we teach you around 6 platforms and other things. So all for kind of for nothing.
Yeah, for free.
For nothing. So I saw the value in it.
Mhm,
And then, of course, I've seen the success stories. And don't get me wrong, I still did my, because, when we look at online, we have to be a bit more cautious.
yeah, of course. Mhm,
You have to be cautious. So I did my due diligence. So, and I looked into the company. I looked into, things like whether they have any physical locations, or is it just online, and things like that. And we do, we are there in about 40 locations and things like all over the world. And there is physical locations, there's certifications which I looked into as a medical
mhm,
doctor. I'm used to all that. I looked into and I looked into, because when we do it, I wanted to also, I wouldn't want to do something that's unethical.
mhm,
So
mhm,
even that side of you, because a business is either about selling a product or a service. So
mhm,
you have to look into whether the service or the product that you're selling, what you're offering, is
mhm,
ethical. And when I looked into it and did my research, I found that it was. And
mhm,
that's very important for me, because it's not just about earning the money. I can earn my money by being a doctor,
mhm,
which is a very ethical way of doing it. But
mhm,
what I wanted to do in the sides also, I wanted to make sure that I am actually changing people's lives, and also at the same time, because
mhm,
those things do matter for me.
mhm,
And I didn't want to do anything dodgy. So I've looked at it. I looked at the company. I looked at the certifications. I looked into the locations. I've looked into people, their lives. And then I came to, that's how I did my due diligence. And I was like, I've done other things, and the offer is a lot better than what I've done in other things. So it was a no brainer for me to actually jump in.
mhm.
But this
Okay.
is how you do. You have to check us out.
Mhm,
And by all means, do check us out, because people come and check me out as a person also. And I was like, by all means, go check. Check me out, and things like that. So I have nothing to hide from that point of view. I've had even people ask, "Oh, what's your GMC number?" I was like, I wouldn't put my GMC number out there, but if you want to personally check me out, this is it. And as long as you don't put it out there, I'm happy for you to go and check me out, whether I'm an actual person in the register.
Yeah, that's true because people don't know us, right? And then they think, okay, maybe this is the chance for me, and to have something that I can run from home other than my current job. That's all what we started, right? So I started as well. I saw somebody else is doing this live talk or doing the ad like on Facebook, and then I didn't know her, and why should I trust her, right? And then I went to the to her page. I looked to the community, like what you did as well, and no, I watched the webinar. That's how we started, right? The 90 minutes webinar, the free one, and then we dig in more for information. Of course, the legality, yeah, since we are professionals in another country, because I'm immigrant here in Germany. So I need to make sure that everything needs to be legal. So I don't want to I pay taxes and so stuff like that.
Yeah.
So that's why we give the options for you guys to watch the webinar and see for yourself how legitimate the business is, and how people around the world from many professionals also run the business on the side during our busy schedules. Okay. Thank you so much, Susie, for your time. I appreciate you. I hope this inspires any people out there who watch replay or live, and give them a chance to better their life, yeah, to have another stream of income. Do you want to say something before we close the live?
Yeah, there's not been a better time to go online, and believe me, the community. The best thing I like is about the community. We're so helping. Like, I asked Debbie a couple of months, can you actually talk live, and she jumped in, and obviously when she asked, I couldn't refuse, and I never refuse. So we're here to help each other, and that's
Mhm.
we are a giving community, and we are here to build each other's dreams, and we do, and we support each other, and it's just an amazing journey, and everything's online. You're shopping online, you're banking online. I'm getting my meat and grocery online. They come and
Mhm.
deliver it in my home. Everything's going online, so why can't you earn our money online? Yes, do your due diligence, check us out, but don't just look at us and say, I don't trust them, and
Mhm.
things like that, because you don't know us, and that's fine. You know, come to know us, give yourself an opportunity to earn money in a on the side, because I think it's not a luxury anymore,
Mhm.
it's a necessity. And
Mhm.
even if you, and then if you feel this is not for you, that's absolutely fine. You have no
Exactly.
obligation here
Mhm.
to actually stick around if you have done your due diligence, and if it's not for you. But what if it is for you and you missed
Exactly.
an opportunity of a lifetime
Mhm.
because of your skepticism?
Mhm. Mhm. I'm so happy to hear that finally you can reduce your hours of work, and not 6 days a week anymore. So you be present more for your kids because of this business. You see,
Yeah, and my
so
husband quit his job also. He's not at home for 9 months. So we've all been able to do that because of the business.
yeah, this is amazing, right? This is all about for the life, not just work, 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 pay the bills, let the pay the education bills for the kids, but we never be there. We never presence for our
Yeah,
kids, right?
absolutely.
Thank you so much, Susie. I wish you blessings for the coming years, months in your business, and keep inspiring others in our community and more.
Thank you so much, Debbie, and I wish you the same. God bless.
Thank you. Bye for
Bye
now.
bye. Bye bye.